It's finally not raining for the first time in 3 weeks, and here I am sitting inside. It's finally not raining for the first time in 3 weeks, and here I am talking about an album I don't like, yeah! Good morning, metalheads of the internet, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Metal Meltdown. Today we are talking about the latest studio album from Currents entitled The Death We Seek. This is the third full-length studio album from this progressive metalcore crew hailing from Fairfield, Connecticut. I think I reviewed their previous studio album in an Albums I Missed video back in 2020, but off the top of my head, I honestly do not remember. I will say if that album was anything like this one, I was probably not a fan. Because, yeah, I mean, I literally just sang a little song about it. Let me start off by saying something nice about Currents and The Death We Seek. For one, there's a lot of heart and passion that went into this record, and that consistently shows throughout the record, through the performances, through the energy, and that is what consistently keeps me motivated to continue listening to this record. It's tightly packed, precisely arranged, there's a strong and wide variety of vocal dynamics, emotive soaring cleans, ferocious gutturals, high-pitched glass-shattering shrieks and screams. Lead singer Brian Willey is inarguably, undeniably the star of the motherfucking show here. It would not shock me one bit whatsoever to learn or to hear that people were drawn to this record, drawn to this band because of him and his vocal performance and prowess. There are a couple of songs that I semi-enjoy, semi-consistently, that I will highlight here and now. Unfamiliar, for instance, has some solid guitar-driven melodicism, some flashy pyrotechnics, a scorching guitar solo. Living in Tragedy has a lot of bounce and groove and muscle and momentum to it. It has a more compressed guitar tone, but that actually works to the song's advantage. It ends up having the grit and the edge of something I would expect from the Doom Eternal OST. Remember Me As Well has probably one of the strongest choruses on the record. It's bold, it's powerful, it's anthemic. Love the usage of like vocal harmonies here. Like you'll have these like punishing, ferocious, snarling growls kind of like riding underneath the soaring cleans. And what else? What else is there? I guess I appreciate that it's a shorter album, clocking in just under 40 minutes. I know it sounds like I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel for fucking compliments with that one, but honestly, I am like extremely annoyed by metal albums that feel the need to go over like an hour long, and it's nice to see that this progressive metalcore band is willing to wrap things up in like 40 fucking minutes, not waste too much of my time. Thank you. Honest to God, Currents, you get a 0.5 added onto the score for that reason alone. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. We had like a long streak of like really positive album reviews, but like, First things first, the songwriting, the songcraft, lyricism, incredibly formulaic, unintuitive, uninspired. It's the same ham-fisted, open-tab grooves and breakdowns over and over again. The same seemingly deep, but ultimately surface-level, lyrical introspection over and over again. In nearly every single song, right before we start building to the end of the song in question, there is a section of ambience and spacious noise with some isolated vocals or some very simplistic and ultimately just contemplative keyboard work. There are no twists and turns and surprises to speak of whatsoever. I found myself quite accurately predicting how every single song was going to play out after the first two or three. The fact that something this cookie cutter and blasé and straightforward can be called progressive metalcore is honestly kind of hilarious to me. Like, I don't know, call me crazy, but if you're gonna call yourself progressive anything, progressive rock, progressive metal, progressive metalcore, progressive post-fart fusion blackened jazz, I don't care. If you're gonna be progressive, then you should, like, progress to something? I don't know, just a thought? Just a thought, do with that information whatever you will. You can't just throw in, like, some ambiance and spacious moments and keyboards and be like, boom, there we go. Or some genty guitar tones and be like, nailed it. On repeat listens, I found this material bleeding and blurring together pretty rapidly, although I can't blame the songwriting and songcraft solely for this. I also have to lay some blame on the production, the mixing and mastering. There is so much compression here. Everything has been absolutely squashed, and as such, there's a lot that's been kind of buried. This whole album ends up feeling to me like I'm in a nice restaurant, I've ordered the filet mignon, I know that the chef is like young and eager and excited, and it's a well-seasoned, well-cooked steak, you know, medium rare, just how I like it, but like also there's a lot of completely unnecessary garbage, and there's like a really heavy sauce that just overpowers and drowns everything. I'm feeling a 2 out of 5, maybe leaning slightly towards a 2.5 out of 5, but a 2 out of 5 nonetheless. I'm sure this record will have its fans, I'm sure this band will have its fans, and more power to all of those people, but personally I'm looking for something, you know, that is actually progressive from my progressive metal, or at the very least has, you know, much better production and not just heart. Heart is a great thing to have, but you know, it does not alone make for a great experience, a great record. If by chance you want to check out this album, I would say check out the songs that I've highlighted first, and then kind of see how you feel. Who knows, if those happen to float your boat, maybe the entire album will also as well. But to everyone else, honestly, I wouldn't give you shit if you decided to skip this thing. Frankly, there are other bands who are better at handling progressive metalcore filet mignon. New Periphery, for instance, that was a great record. Once again, The Death We Seek, Currents, 2 out of 5, mediocre, not good, pretty poor, better luck next time, guys. And that is it for the Metal Meltdown. I'm not an expert, nor do I claim to be, so what do you think? Do you like this record? Do you not like this record? And what do you want to hear from me next? And thank you for watching. Make sure you press subscribe right here so you can get updates on even more videos on this channel. Speaking of, wow, look at that. And as always, you have yourself a fantastic fucking day.